Hey there, how's your new year going so far? I noticed that sometimes we can walk around and we are wandering aimlessly, not thinking about anything. We're not conscious. We're thinking about other things, but we're not really aware of our surroundings. Well, the other day, I stumbled upon some treasures and it was so fun. There were a few blocks where there are some shops and restaurants. And just people were milling about because it was a nice sunny day and relatively warm. And it was just one of those really nice days to take a walk. And I thought this would be a great day to just, sort of catch up on what's going on around me and in the neighborhoods. I really hadn't been out in a while and it was cold for a while. And so now I thought, hey, here's a good chance to go out. And so I was walking around and I noticed that there was in front of one of the shops, a secondhand shop, there was a tree on the sidewalk, one of those small trees. And it was, at the base of the tree, there was this squared off concrete area. And there were a bunch of earrings. So just on that concrete. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. And there was already like one or two women there. They were looking at the pieces. And then I noticed that there was a woman from the vintage store and she had come out and she had this tray full of beautiful jewelry. They looked like, gold and silver jewelry, vermeil mostly, gold plated. And there were earrings and necklaces and rings and bracelets and everything. And it was this beautiful tray of treasures. She had said that they just finished with, the holiday sales, and then there were a bunch of estate jewelry that they were trying to get rid of, and so they were going to give them away. And I thought, wow, this is just my luck. And the other two women who were busy looking at the jewelry, I could see them just kind of like squirreling the earrings that they found, into their pockets. I wasn't going to be that person. I just thought, let's make sure that we have enough for other people, to look at. Don't be such a hoarder. And I saw a few pieces and I thought, well, these are really nice. So I'm going to put a picture up here and to show you what I did find. And it's really interesting because estate jewelry is usually one of a kind. They're very unique and unusual sometimes. They just look very classic. And while some of them were not necessarily what I would wear every day, I just thought that they were very elevating and fun to, just pick up and add to my jewelry box. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Sometimes we walk around and we aren't really looking around. We're not aware of what's our surroundings are, right? Like we just are constantly in our heads about something. We're stressing about something, thinking about, whatever it is that's worrying us, and we're not noticing things. And I noticed that if I didn't notice that there were those pieces of jewelry on in the base of that tree, that I would have just walked right by. And I did notice that most people were just passing by and didn't really notice until more women started to like get the feeling that there was something going on, and they just started flocking around. And pretty soon everybody was just kind of picking and grabbing. But I just felt really good. I felt, I don't know, it just gave me a little spring to my step because I felt like I scored. I got some nice pieces of jewelry. They were, just giving them away anyway. You know what they say, right? Somebody's treasures is somebody else's bigger treasures. And so I put them in my jewelry box and maybe we'll wear them one day. But I just thought that this was a fun video to make because it really does remind me that things are sometimes going on around us and we are not aware. Speaking of aware, I don't know if you've noticed that there's the little dog peeking out from my my vest, and it's just one of those holiday sweaters that I had for a while. And I thought, you know what, I don't really have to just wear it on the holidays. I could just wear it anytime. And yeah, it's holidays because of the red and the little holiday sweater that the dog is wearing, but it reminds me of one of my favorite dogs. So I just thought that I would put it on and feel another spring in my step today. But I wanted to share that story about that jewelry giveaway, because sometimes you will miss things, in life. And don't do that. Don't miss things. Be aware of everything, be in the moment, and enjoy all that's around you.